Why are you sacrificing with basis?
I'm gonna kill you for
My erectile is not dysfunctional.
Let's use our president, for example.
Are you over 10,000 kilometers away from South Africa?
Conspiracy theorists. I can open the door for you to join the Illuminati.
Winning everyone.
NippyCast.
Hey, how's it, guys? Welcome to NippyCast. This would be episode number 23. Decided to come back to this park where we recorded another episode. I forgot what number it was, but I remember the topic was witchcraft. I was with Mega right here at this park. The funny part is that the park has been deserted. It looks funny. Oh, the maintenance is terrible, and the weather today is so bad. And you know, at any park everywhere in the world, there's always Nyaupe boys at the corner, so you'll be randomly hearing these noises at the background. Okay, I'm not judging people. I don't know whatever they're smoking, but there's something definitely been smoked there. Welcome to it. My name is DJ Impress. You know, what is today's topic? Today's topic started earlier on when I was watching some show on I think it was an ETV channel on DSTV. So, which I sometimes bump into that channel, and they usually have these nice movies. But then, as you're scrolling down further, it says the channel is closing. I think end of this month, somewhere there. So now, it now brought up today's topic, which we're gonna call it television, with an acronym, or because what is the difference between an acronym and a synonym abbreviation? TV, television. TV is like an abbreviation of television. Yes, TV, which is a broadcast. So as usual, always when I start my things, I want to start from the beginning.
In the beginning, it's beginning.
In the beginning.
It's big. Okay. In the beginning.
So in the beginning of television, the little research that I know gave me a year. I think it was early 1900s when TV was developed. I think it was 1920 something, if not late 1927, somewhere there. I'll look it up properly. I don't remember exactly. I researched this a little bit before I even started speaking to you. I think it was 1927. That was TV. But now, in the beginning, I don't think TV was being used the way we're using it today. In the beginning, most of the time, maybe when the TV was switched on, I'm sure there was a time limit to say, hey, you can't just broadcast here when people are sleeping. I'm sure there was a rule like that. And I'm sure it was just not for everyone. It was probably for the privileged people at that time. The same analogy that you can apply with 100 years ago, we had horses that were literally for free. And we didn't have cars. And then when the car started becoming popular, the horses were no longer for free. Today, the horse is the most expensive asset you can own, amongst other things. But the car is now easier to get. So things have kind of like flipped around in terms of value. So at that time, I'm sure TV was just like, I used to be on a TV now. I got to a movie with 100 people. Like you would literally run your own cinema at your own household, right there. I'm sure at that time, the first guy to own the TV. I wonder what they were broadcasting. Come to think of it. In the beginning of television, what were they broadcasting? Did they have like Hollywood already ready for this shit? Or were there cinemas before? I'm not sure about how the two are intertwined, or maybe they were just playing movies from, I don't know. I'm not clued up, because I mean radio was there already. I think radio came into the picture in the late 1800s. I think it was 1890 somewhere there. that is the first time that radio came into the picture for public use. But I'm quite certain that there was also radio that was being used to communicate, like maybe let's say the military would have a walkie-talkie, mayday, over. I'm sure that was there, but then it was commercialized, same as TV. So today you can literally watch TV from anywhere in the world. Like today, we just decided, okay, I decided to come and shoot this thing at a park, and then it's like running a TV station right at the park, right? You can do it anyway. I mean, you can literally watch everything proper right there. In the beginning, this was a privilege. The beginning of television, I'm telling you now, it was a fucking privilege. Oh, guys, I'm sitting on a is it a swing? It can move actually. I can go back and forth. Yeah? It's those swings that you see get at the park where it can go back and forth. It can. So don't mind me if I keep rotating. If there's a strong, okay, should we just do it? Let me just show you. What do you call this thing? Numuswinki. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. We're literally running a television on a swing. Well, this looks like a better lighting. Oh, thank God I did that move. So, well, now in the beginning of that, so it was a privilege of television. So I don't know what they were broadcasting, but now the reason why I came up with this topic is because I looked at that thing and it says it's closing. So I'm thinking to myself, are they closing because the numbers are not looking good for ETV, or are they closing because the numbers are too much, or they want to commercialize it differently? Because I saw they opened their own other satellite, which I know SABC is supposed to migrate from analog to digital. So this would mean that they would give people free gadgets to watch SABC. So you're no longer they're gonna switch off the signal of analog. Analog is the one where there's an aerial. You see, there's an aerial like zzz, and it was so bad when you're growing up as a child, and then the signal catches when there's no spot to put the aerial on, and they go like stand there until Lesilo ruler finishes. You're gonna be standing right at the corner, and you might not be watching Lesilo, by the way. That's analog, which is aerial. So digital would be like me and you now. Like if you're watching this thing on YouTube, that's digital, internet and all those. That's the sophistication of technology of televising stuff. So what they're going to do now, they're gonna give every single house that gadget, but the number of the gadgets, I don't know how they came to it, but I'm assuming they used, let me do my mathematics quickly. Because I think those gadgets are like 5 million gadgets. And they need to roll it out through the entire country. So, how did they come to that number? Why do we have 5 million gadgets? This is the part where we should call a friend now to ask. But can I just thumbs up maybe? Or I'm thinking, if you were to do a population count, how many people do you think have got DSTV? I don't know that number, but we can find it out. We can research it and then put it up here. And then how many people have got analog television? We can come up with that number, because I'm thinking previously disadvantaged areas previously disadvantaged areas, or emakaya, they still have a lot of analog television. But nowadays I see a lot of people are putting DSTV. So now, if the population now, I know they're counting census. So if let's just say, well, how many? The last time we checked, how many are we? 60 million, I think. So if we were 60 million, we're assuming that maybe 20 million people have got DSTV, right? Or digital, whatever television, or OV, whatever ETV, that one of ETV, whatever, that free one. We're assuming that the 20 million people are sitting there, and we're assuming that the 40 million people have got analog. Now, which probably can answer the question of why they are giving 5 million gadgets. How many people are in your household on average? I'm thinking 4 people per house. So this would be what? 2 parents, 2 kids. So on average, well, the number could be off, but I mean, average. Let's average it off. So if you say 5 million digitized gadgets to at least 4 family members, so this would be 5 times of 20 million people. If not, okay, let's push our luck. Let's say every house has got 5 people or 6. They probably gonna broadcast to 30 million people, right? With these new gadgets. So they're going to switch off the signal of analog to digital, or they call it what, extraterrestrial or whatever. Yeah, they've got a lot of terms for it. So that's what they're gonna move to going forward. This is the evolution of television currently. So I suspect ETV is switching off that channel based on probably monetary value for it in terms of syndication and commercialization of revenue. Just remember when you're watching TV and then there's just an Omo advert, people are making money from that 30 seconds. You don't want me to tell you the rates. Some of us even buy airtime when we're doing our shows there. Hey, the rates are, hey, yo, you won't believe how much we pay per 30 seconds just for somebody to speak and to say, let's go buy Omo or let's go to a show. You won't believe. So now now for me on this television episode of NippyCast, I wanted us to focus on what works and what doesn't work. Like I said, in 1920 something, they were broadcasting probably important things that mattered. Now somewhere in between, there was obviously cinemas came, and then a whole lot of things came into the picture, and then but now what I'm trying to figure out now is, how did we get to the point of trash TV? Trash TV. What is trash TV? I will put it up now, what trash TV is. How the fuck did we reach a point where we are just on TV watching a guy chasing some guy trying to prove to his girlfriend that he has got another girlfriend? The same guy who's chasing that guy to prove that his son has got another girlfriend. He's from a probably family that his grandfather probably had a polygamist relationship. He's an offspring of polygamy, right? I'm not making this shit up. Go look in your family tree and tell me that none of your grandparents were not in a polygamy relationship. Go look, if you're a black guy. Well, for white people, I'll cut you some slack on this one. Some whites, yes, but in the black Africa, South Africa, especially where I come from, Venda, polygamy. Like, I'm sure if you wake up a dead guy who died 100 years ago, and then you say, hey, there's a show on TV where they're just chasing to show the other wife that he's got another wife. They'll be like, is this a thing? So that's classified under trash TV. Let me go back in the beginning of trash TV, because South Africa always copies and pastes international content on everything. Let's go back. Maybe let me use the shows that I used to watch growing up. I used to be a fan of Ricky Lake. Proper. You know, I used to be a fucking fan. I would watch Ricky Lake religiously. Then as I grew up, I realized, no, but this thing, what have I learned? It took me like 5 years to realize, no, like, what the fuck am I watching here? Trash TV, Ricky Lake, trash TV. Then, boof. Now, there was another one called Jerry Springer. Like, what the fuck are we watching here? What? Because when you watch something, sorry for the lighting today, one-man show, no production team, so howdy. Forgive me, and the weather is not on my side. So, but what are we watching? What have you learned from trash TV? For example, what did you learn from Ujola 99? What you don't want to? Okay, so you just gonna learn how to hide from the guy who's gonna chase you with cameras. What is it? So because it's trash TV. Jerry Springer. Every single time, whenever there's an audience, I mean, I'm not an audience, what you call, there's always an audience. They go, Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. They even have a chant for the for the presenter. Jerry, Jerry. And then they start a fight. The last one I saw, it was a clip online. Because I also started watching Jerry Springer, I think it was early 2000. And then I'm like, what am I learning? Because it felt like I just went back to Rick Lake. For years, because it was like the thing. Like, okay, so Jerry Springer's got people who are coming there to expose secrets and then they fight. The last one I saw, a guy who met a person online, I think they are transgender, and they didn't know. So, because remember nowadays you can always manipulate your picture. Okay, you're gonna see this part of manipulation of footage if they didn't block that other episode which I spoke about social media. I hope they're gonna allow me to put it back on because we skipped one episode. It was very good. I'll just remove the part that they were disputing if they allow me. Hopefully I don't get blocked again. So the one part I spoke about it, that where they manipulate facial what you call, like face, like it's the same thing as like bleaching a skin or putting on makeup. You know, like I've seen pictures of a person before makeup and a person after makeup. It's another creature. Okay, sorry, another human. But you don't know which one is which between the two. You can't even tell the difference. So, but now, what that transgender person did is they just showed that guy, or they met, I think, I don't know if whether it's Tinder or Facebook, whatever, social media. So now Jerry Springer says, now you need to meet in real life. So they now in real life for them is Jerry Springer's show. I don't know if I'm allowed to put that episode or if we're gonna get blocked for it. Nowadays I'm very careful on what I should put up. Yo, we've been micromanaged. We've been held by the balls. Hey, the rules of this channel we're operating on. Well, I don't know. Hopefully, maybe I'll research and see if I can put it on. But the story is that, to cut the long story short, is that the guy gave the impression that he's a chick. So the guy was very in love with this. They were chatting online, whatever. So when they met on Jerry Springer, he realized, oh no, hey, you're a transgender. Why didn't you tell me? He's like, no. He didn't even say it like that. I'm being more diplomatic on this one. He said, you're a guy. Yo, he moved him. And then it started, Jerry. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh, fuck. This was trash TV I was watching 20 years ago. So now, coming back to still on television, South Africa has never been creative at all. They copy and paste every single television, I don't know what you call, content. Tell me of a show that you came up with as South Africans. I'm also struggling to know which one. Okay, like which one? Okay, my history of television, I'll take it back to the time of maybe CCTV. Not CCTV, man. CCV. What was it? CCV. Before it became Simunye, and then now it's called what? You just call it SABC what, I think. That era. Because I remember growing up in Venda, we used to catch a channel called NNTV, which is now known as SABC3. And then we also used to catch TV1, which is now SABC2. We also used to catch CCV, which is now SABC1. So that era, all the TV shows at that time, we didn't know better. They were all copy and paste. Lesilo Rula was authentic. Ne? Lesilo Rula was fucking scary. Today, if you watch Lesilo Rula, you'll be like, what the fuck? Was this shit scary? Oh, Lesilo. Rula vo ofibili of one mabidari ni dengeno. Rula, whatever that Raikana was saying. And Lisilo will just show up. If I was Raikana, I can just call Lisilo now, it pops up here. And it comes with some smoke. Can I give you a lowdown? Let's whisper on this one. I know who Lisilo Rula was. Should I give you a name? I'll put up their picture. He was the Lisilo. He was wearing that costume. I hope he doesn't see this shit and kills me for it. But he's a cool guy. I'm not gonna mention names. So, but like, well, Lisilo was authentic. What else was authentic? What else? Okay, Wupilo Kesimperu. That was authentic. Wupilo, yeah, but it was more like a soapy type of vibe, but it was a drama. But it was, I don't know. Look, nowadays they've got a new term called telenovela. Because the description now is different. They've got a soapy. A soapy is the slow one. The slow one is the one where, yeah, fuck it, look. Days of Our Lives. There was a guy called Stefano Damira, whatever, however you pronounce it, depending on how you grew up. Stefano Damira died twice, I remember, or thrice. I lost count of how many times he died. And every single time he came, there was a mafia in the soapy. There's always a mafia in the soapy, like proper. So this guy, he died, and then he came back. So I think he faked his death. So he came back. I remember Stefano Damiro was sitting in a plane for 3 months. So they will have that soapy where they go blow cliffhangers out of proportion. Cliffhanger is the one where on Friday night they make sure that on Monday you come back and watch. It's like me playing a song and then I don't play the hit now. Like if I'm doing a 2-hour set, I just keep making you think like it's coming. But obviously the last hour, then you go and shoot out the lights. So they will do cliffhangers. On Friday night, you will see Stefan Demeter will just show maybe the beard, and you'll be like, hey, who's this? And then on Monday they just show the leg. Like, this looks like Stefan Demeter's leg. This is how Days of Our Lives used to fuck with your life. Proper. How Days of Our Lives used to fuck with our lives. Fucking proper. There was another one. Okay, well, Stefano Dabira would fly on a plane for 3 months. And in my head, I'm thinking, doesn't this plane run out of gas? Some shit? Like, how? And then they will reveal him on the 3rd month. Which is what I see in today's even television of like on the soapy side. It's so fucking slow. Like, you know that I can predict what's going to happen in the next week based on the model in my past experience of watching soapies. I've literally even given up on soapies. Sometimes I bump into things like what's Kim Sam and them. Those soapies is the same model, copy and paste. If you're not copying from the Americans, you're copying from the previous ones. Okay, let's start. Maybe I was still at Lesilo Rula. Cool. I don't know about Generations. Generations, was it authentic? It was just a typical soap. It was copy and paste of those American. Okay, well, in the case of copy and paste, maybe Generations was not like directly copy and paste of that. But the copy and paste of The Bold and the Beautiful is something that is playing now on ATV called what's this one with Jack Mavas? And they keep using the same actors. What's this one? House of Zwede. Yeah, that one. It's a copy and paste of the Forrester family. They're just sitting there designing clothes and just cheating the whole day. But well, the difference now with The Bold and the Beautiful, there was a lady called Brooke Logan. Brooke Logan. Sorry. Brooke Logan slept with the entire cast What are you teaching people by broadcasting a soapy where you are just promoting being a whore? I was literally waiting for Brooke Logan to sleep with her son. And they will have, every time they will have a wedding, she marries this one in the family. As long as she's in the family, in the first family. Thank God that thing is no longer playing on TV anymore. I would classify The Bold and the Beautiful as trash TV. And every single model of any soapy that followed The Bold and the Beautiful is also trying to perpetuate trash television. Cool. Moving on. Days of Our Lives. Oh my God. Let's not. I'm glad some of these channels are realizing now. I'm talking about chamber. There were a lot, and people will religiously watch that thing. I remember I would be playing football at what time is it now? Not around this time. Maybe around 4, around sunset. That thing used to start around 5:01, and they will wait for people to knock off at work, and then that's how they would micromanage you. They'll find you like, feed that bullshit of TV. My grandmother also used to watch that show religiously, and then she would literally call someone to go look for me wherever I'm at. I grew up in Tando Block, so we'll be playing soccer somewhere far, like maybe like a kilo or 2. And then she gets someone to follow me to come and switch on the TV because she wants to watch the soapy. So she'll call someone to come fetch me to go switch on the TV. And then she doesn't care what happens to me after that. I can go back to the playing field and then just go. But as long as she's watching Days of Our Lives, and it was like a banda, like a like a playlist. So they would have Days of Our Lives, The Bold and the Beautiful. After that, then we go to the local ones, and then Generations, and they even introduced Mobile at some stage. Yo, it was a good. It was a good 5 hours of watching just watching people doing some shit, hogwash. 5 hours. And then, like, because I mean, if you're counting from 5 o'clock, and now, which is now what I see now on DSTV, they're doing it very well for the black society. They've got these black shows on Sundays. Yo, they start, like I started talking about the one of cheating people and whatever. It's a copy and paste of Cheaters in America. They call it Ujola 99. So there's like from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Before you sleep, you've watched so much bullshit in your life. Nobody wants you to. Well, sometimes somebody who's strict in the family will come and say, let's watch the news. Like, after the news, we're going to go back to watch bullshit. It's usually the woke ones in the house, like maybe your father. Because most of these, the fans of these things are usually females. Sorry to say this, I'm not being sexist, but it's females. They subject their kids to watching soapies for a living, and the kids will try to imitate the life of a soapy, which is bullshit. You know, it's trash. It's trash. Well, let's go back. Now I was on 1990. What I was on Big Pilokas in Peru. Well, it was teaching you something. Well, there's something that we generated there. What did we benefit from? Mkoshe was just a cheater, and Matete will beat his ass up. Should I put that clip here? I have that clip somewhere. And they later replaced Nkosheng with what's Kenneth Mashawa's real name again? Sput or something. Yeah, then they made another Nkosheng and the other one went back. May his soul rest in peace. The original Nkosheng is the Madala committed suicide. When was this? Just a month or 2 back. 2 months back. Patrick Shah, he was the original Kushen. I remember when he passed on, I posted the one way Matit was beating him. I'm like, oh, rest in peace, that Patrick Shah. So, but now, well, with the Bulakis and I think there was a bit of authenticity. And then most of the actors that you see now are offsprings of those early generation shows on television of South Africa, right? Now, let's move on. Generations, I was a fan. I was such a fucking fan. My television experience of being a fan of Generations reached a point where I started doing drama at school. What year was this? Some of the people who are watching are probably familiar with this. I was at Kweva Commercial High School. I think it was 1990. What year was it? Hey, you guys can help me. Am I getting old? Am I forgetting the years now? I think it was somewhere 98, 99, somewhere there. 98, 99, 2000, somewhere there. So we had a drama group. Did we have a name for that group? I don't remember. But I think we just called it Kweva Commercial High School Drama, whatever. So we'll compete with other schools and would win all those competitions. We'll kick ass proper. I was staring in our drama class was a guy called Manda Mraudzi. May he rest in peace. He passed on, I think, 20 years ago, somewhere there, 18 to 20 years ago. May he rest in peace. Cool guy, best actor ever by far, according to our standards at the time. So we'd go compete with schools. So the organization that was managing that thing was NOTELTA. NOTELTA stood for Northern Transvaal English Language Teachers Association. I think that was the acronym or abbreviation. So at NOTELTA we used to kick ass. We used to fucking kick ass. The highest we could go was Pietersburg, okay, which what you call Polokwane. But if you're coming from Venda, Shandima, Kweva, and you make it all the way to Polokwane, it's a big thing. I mean, to Pietersburg, it's a big thing. We lost, the one match we lost was at Polokwane. There you are meeting the best. I think it was at Jack Bottas Hall or something. But we used to kick ass. So it motivated me enough to go start to try to also be part of the drama, because we used to do it at school and all those. And then now the highlight of that part of my trying out of acting at school was when there was an exhibition, or is it a training, which was organized by Dakaro Quinda at Univent by School of Music. So they were the teachers of our drama, and they still teach drama. Actually, I've actually attended some of the classes hereby. He's now running shows here by Bramfontein. Not shows, training here by the theatre. Is it the Mandela Theatre? The one by Bramfontein next to the Metropolitan Building. I've attended a few of them, and I see he does a very good job. And there's talent there, proper. So now, the highlight was when they brought in Mutsavi Klelele. How do I pronounce it? I'll put up a picture now. You know, she's playing in one of these soapies. I've lost count on how many she's played on, because remember, South African actors, they keep recycling them. So let's same face. There are times when if you don't show me what channel it's playing on, I wouldn't know what show it is, because it's the same guy. It reaches a point where the one guy you last saw him at Parliament arguing with the president, next thing is on Azish. Like, I am in the Parliament. That's how bad television has gone. Not bad, but if you guys enjoyed, look, I'm not judging you for if you don't enjoy. If you enjoy it, and if you don't enjoy, I'm not judging. I'm just having my say. And I think according to today's human rights, according to my human rights, I have got rights to have a say on this television industry. So Mutsabi was our teacher for that day in the exhibition, and I think I've got pictures, but I don't know. I think they invent that some. It's an archive. I think this was in the late 90s. So basically, Generations. I think she was playing on Generations that time. So it got us so motivated to to also get involved and then influence and all those, So, but well, let's leave generations alone, because that one is it's really. I'm too sensitive on generations because it's a long story. We saw even at some stage when they were protesting, the owner of the show fired all of them. He's like, Futsek. And then we're like, okay, hey, Mfundi, so what are you going to do? He's like, I'm going on a holiday. I mean, you can't go on a holiday when these ones are complete. Like, no, hey, I'm going to write a new show. What new show? I'll tell you when I come back. Oh, okay. And then he came back. It's like, it's still called Generations. Generations? But they're not there. It's like, no, this one is the legacy. How are you going to do this one? No, we're going to throw forward 2 years later. 2 years, like a flash forward. And Flash Forward was literally a show that was being done in America. Speaking of copy and paste. Like, okay, sure. And they've been watching it. And I think they lost some audience and they generated new ones. Generated new ones on Generations. Yeah, the generations keep changing. Cool. And then, okay, on Mubango, I'm not going to speak much. I think for Venda people, I remember the year was 1997 when it started. We needed it because, remember, we're marginalized, so we just needed to have a street cred there. Like, yeah, but now it has changed to other things. Cool. So I wouldn't classify those ones as trash TV, the way they were revolutionary. And they've employed a lot of people. As much as there's controversy around how the logistics have been ran and who's doing the management and all the bullshit, I don't want to get involved in that one. But I know what's going on, but I don't want to talk about it here. Cool. Now, spoke about Ricky Lake, Trash TV, Jerry Springer, Trash TV, Ujala 99, Trash TV. Every single thing that is playing on that channel of Moja, whatever, trash for shit. There's nothing that you benefit there. You just sit there. You know that you're paying so much money to watch shit. You're just paying money to watch shit on TV. Shit. Shit. Like, why would you? What's so mind-boggling about you seeing a guy being embarrassed in front of the nation? Like, why? Why? Because I did say, go to your family tree and look it up. Your ancestors, they had multiple wives, and it was accepted. There was nothing wrong. Look, let's not even go far. Your previous president, Makandakanda Zuma, has got wives, and I'm sure he's still even marrying more today. But there's never Ujola 99 for that one. But you just want to embarrass the neighbor. Like, like, hey. And you guys, you also do your own cheatings somewhere in the periphery, wherever. The good part about it is that there's no cameras. Please don't bullshit. Trash. It's trash TV. What else? What else is trash? I think all the models of all the soapies are just too monotonous. They are repetitive. Yeah, they are monotonous. For example, there's no way that you'll watch a soapy and not have a moment where there's a mind-boggling day where they say, "It's not my father. Oh, it's my father. Oh, let's do DNA testing. Paternity came out. He's not your father. Oh, Rich. Brooke. Oh, Thorn. Oh, Stefano Demiro. Malina." There's always that moment. Oh, he's not your father. Who's my father then? Who gave birth to me? Oh, we're gonna go find him. And then it becomes another cliffhanger. Then, oh, we found your father. Do you want to meet him? I don't want to meet my father. Why was he not there? Blame your mother. That's like the blueprint of all soapies. proper. There's no day where there's no questioning of family, DNA and fatherhood and relationships. There's always somebody, it's always like, this one is sleeping with this one. Oh, they caught him. Oh, now this one is angry. This one is going to kill that one. Oh, and he didn't know it was not his son. That's the thrill. All you're doing for the rest of your life between 5 in the evening and 10 o'clock every night is watching monotony of people just trying to fuck with your brain. Nobody cares anymore. Nowadays, at least it's better. There's social media. People nowadays, they even go on Facebook, YouTube, and try to watch some other alternative things, which is what I've realized. Most of these soapies nowadays, they even upload content on YouTube. So they really want to recapture you. So you could literally try to avoid them on TV, and then you open YouTube, and then they are there still saying, "It's your father." You're just watching. I stopped. The only show that I watch now, Trash TV, I'm still. What else is? Oh, Cheetahs. Cheetahs was Trash TV as much as Ujolanen was copied from, paste from the Cheetahs. It's Trash TV, trash. And then the shows that I'm watching, like I said in the other episode, is this the one that was blocked? Because I did say currently I'm watching Wicked Tuna. Hopefully I will re-upload that show. What else am I watching? This TV now, because I hardly do TV anymore. What am I watching besides the ones that I've got no choice? You're just sitting there in that living room, and then some people just tune to the channel where they're just gonna say, "It's your father," and be like, "Okay." You know that there was a day I could predict what is going to happen in the next script. Or this one will be caught like this. This is how it's going to happen because the phone rang like this. This person who's writing the script thinks like this. And it happened maybe 3 weeks later. And the person I was telling this thing was like, "Yeah, you were right." I'm like, "Yes, this thing is monotonous. This shit is like copy and paste. Look, come on, let's not even... It's just more as monotonous as you breathing oxygen every day. Like, it's going to come in this way, it's going to come out. And I don't understand why we still invest our time on this shit. I don't understand. And it's just brainwashing. And because I really don't want my child to be watching this nonsense. My father. So there's a clip that I saw a while ago. It was before Trevor became the Trevor. It was Eugene, Trevor, and Bonang. So they were doing this type of diss of soapies, like your typical cliches. Your father, you're pumping my wife? Oh, you don't know that I'm pumping your husband. Type of vibe. I'll look it up.
But Bonang, I don't know why we're denying our feelings to each other. For years and years, we've been looking at each other, giving each other those dirty looks and passages. The electricity, spark, is palpable.
But Eugene, my heart belongs to somebody else. Plus, how will you know it will ever work?
And there's only one way to find out, my love. Ahem.
Trevor!
Eugene, Bonang. Could it be? Who would have thought? Could it be real? What my eyes do perceive? For then my heart has been deceived. For years and years, Trevor, I've been your underling, walking in your shadows, wearing your oversized tracksuit to the gym, cleaning after all your messes. And to tell the truth, you deserve it. Every dog has its day, and today is Tuesday. Go do it.
Stop! Stop! Stop fighting for my love! When two elephants fight, the game reserve will close.
And you know what that means? We won't be able to see her panda. So then it's true. My right-hand man with my left-hand lady.
Baby! It's not what it looks like.
It is what it looks like. Don't defend him no more. It's time that he gets exposed to the truth.
Exposed to the truth. It appears, young Koza, you have placed the horse before the tram.
What?
You see, my sweetheart, I too have been having an affair.
With who, Trevor?
Don't do it. With Eugene.
Eugene!
Trevor Bona.
Just to show you how stupid this thing is, how trash of TV has become over the years. So now, the only value add, maybe I've been focusing too much on the negative side. So the positive side is information, which is usually the news, and other things like educational programs. Like I remember growing up, there was Kidio taught us a lot of things. There was a lot of shows that helped, which was the flip side of TV. But those shows were never given primetime slots, by the way. There was even William Smith used to teach mathematics on SABC 3 after school. Then you'll sit there, and if you want to focus on whatever mathematics you're doing, he will teach you and will take questions from students, you know. And I think, did he pass on? I'm not sure, but I think the last time was he retired or what? I don't remember exactly. I'll look it up. I could be wrong, or if he passed or whatever. But William Smith was the legend of educating people on television, you know. But they will never give him 8 o'clock slot where everybody is sitting. Like, okay, how about we change this TV, instead of broadcasting Generations at 8 o'clock and advertising Omo, or what are they advertising now? Or Vodacom. Instead of doing that, why don't you start teaching the kids there with their parents? They will be doing homework at 8 o'clock on TV. Why don't you do that? Why? What is the design of this television now? Because now it has literally moved from important information to trash. That's all. That's what they've been doing, you know. And then it saddens me to see this thing and nobody questions it, because everybody is in it for the business and the commercialization of this shit, you know. Well, it's good for business. It's fine. It's fine. You guys don't even benefit from it, because all they're doing is just brainwashing you with, it's our father. So, but now, I think it's about time, in closing of this television talk, should I fast forward maybe to how many other trash TV shows should I put? I'll compile a list and I'll put it up. I'll write it up. Trash. And then, okay. And then, wow. Before I close off, as much as I did say the news also helps us in terms of informing us on what's going on in the world, there's also trash news. I've realized recently there's propaganda in the news industry. Not even recently, I think probably right after, around the time of the World Cup. If you check the World Cup, I mean South African World Cup. When I say the World Cup, for me, it's South African World Cup. There's no other World Cup for me. I don't care who you are. Remember they said we bought the World Cup. The people who were pushing that narrative of we bribed the board, which was being run by Sepp Blatter, and they even called the FBI on us to investigate us. I don't know how far the case has gone, but they've been accusing us of that. The countries that were pushing that propaganda was the ones that were competing with us in the bidding of the World Cup. They're the ones who lost. So now the news channels that are affiliated to those countries will never say anything good about us. Never. You know, I know there's certain news channels that are just against certain individuals in the world. Even now, if you check, they even banned that Russian TV. I can't even see Russian news anymore now, because that other one apparently has been sanctioned. Putin has been sanctioned because it's bombing. But guy, why don't you just leave the channel open for fairness? What happened to media freedom? You know, what the fuck happened to media freedom? So so you're gonna run a sanction of a country and go against the moral compass of freedom of media and broadcast. to prove a point. So you're compromising your own value compass. That's all you're doing. I mean, the most stupid thing. So that it just shows you. So this what is banned where I don't know how it fell off multi-choice. I don't know if it's multi-choice fault or if they just shot out the satellites. You'll never know. They might probably bomb this thing. You'll never know. You know those guys have got bombs for days. So news channels, as much as they are positive sometimes to inform you, somebody was robbed at the park, broadcasting a podcast by a bunch of the drunk people at the basketball court. His name happens to be DJ Nipro running a NippyCast. That's nice. It's news, right? But they are also bias on certain things. So when you watch TV, you should be very careful on how it can influence your life and your decisions. There's propaganda channels. There's also, which I would still classify those news channels as trash news, which Donald Trump will say, fake news. And he's telling you that it's fake news, but he's the one who was deciding the fake news. And he's just playing with your fucking brain. So in Chivenda we call it, he tells you CNN is trash, but he's the one who paid CNN to write trash. Trash. Oh, fake news. Like, oh, Donald, we know what you did, motherfucker. We know. To win elections, manipulated the society. So, television is good and bad in a nutshell. But I don't know, the question is, do we need it? Do we still need television? Or would television be replaced by the internet? Good question. This is how we close off NippyCast, episode 23. Nowadays, I'm remembering episodes. Episode 23. The topic today was television. I think we can have another leg of this one, but I would also need maybe additional people to come and talk about it. Because the trigger was that there's just too much shit on TV that doesn't add value to humanity. There's a lot of things are left out, but some of the things that maybe that are positive about television would be, if you check on another NippyCast that I did with Meg last year, we spoke about Back to the Future of television, TV shows and whatnot. You see, it will be glad to also have similar podcast, but for radio. There I've got a lot to say, from Payola to making it big in the industry. Well, even on the TV side. But that's a story for another day. Thanks for watching NippyCast episode 20. Did I say 22? Is it 22? 23? Did I forget again? Fuck, I'm getting old. Thanks for watching. Shap. Ngaurar.
Why you sacrifice human babies? I'm gonna kill you for
My erectile is not dysfunctional.
Let's use our president, for example.
Are you over 10,000 kilometers away from South Africa?
Conspiracy theorists.
I can open the door for you to join the Illuminati.
Winning everyone.
NippyCast.